is a very cheap solution which is available in
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible? Hello? Hello? हाँ हाँ ओके हाँ वांदो नहीं वांदो नहीं Am I audible?
Yes, sir, I ready.
Okay, we will wait for some time. The students are engaged in maths class. They will be free in 5 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Vipin Nair, Vipin Nair.
सर 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 मैम का क्लास खत्म हो गया।
हाँ जी, सब आने लगे, देखो ज्वाइन हो रहे हैं सब। Have everyone joined or still there are some students left? Someone uh, please inform Dhruv Tiwari to join. Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible? I can't hear you, but I don't know.
Yes, sir, audible.
Now speak up something. Someone please speak up. Someone please speak.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, I can hear you.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, good morning. Someone please inform Dhruv Tiwari to join, please. He was here, but now he missed out. Please inform. We'll start in 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now we'll start. I'll share my screen. Rishi, I have shared one document on WhatsApp. Please circulate it among your batch. Am I audible?
Okay, sir.
Have you shared?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now everyone, this is your sheet number. Hello, Pawan. Pawan,
Yes, sir.
didn't you get the document?
Yes, sir.
Bas, that's it. Okay.
Okay.
So this is your sheet number 1. Okay. That we will discuss today. That you will have to do by your own. I suppose that it hasn't been discussed, or is it discussed? Is this sheet number 1 is discussed or not? Answer me. Anyone answer me? Before we started engineering curves, anyone discussed this thing to you or not? I'm not able to hear you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Now answer me. Before we started engineering curves, I started taking these EG classes with engineering curves. Before that, someone may have taken this class. So anyone has discussed this sheet with you or not?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Now, anyone has informed that Dhruv Tiwari, he was earlier here. Now, I don't know where he went. So please inform him and tell him to join it. Okay. Now we will start. What is the first problem that you are seeing? That draw lines at different angles. That is 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree. Fine. But additionally, we require to draw 15 degree and 75 degree also. So please add it to your document that you also require to draw 15 degree and 75 degree using set square. Now, how you will draw that I will just show. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I can't see that. Just hold a second. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to draw 0 degree, then 15. You add this, then 30 and 45. You may omit. Okay, we don't require 45. It is straightforward. Then we add 75 and then 90. We will have this much only. So you change accordingly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines you will draw. Okay, got it? These 5 lines you need to draw. Are you getting me or not?
Yes, sir.
Parallel lines, like making this such box, and then we will draw that. But the thing is using set square only. You need to use only set square. Okay, so this was for your just demonstration purpose, how you will be preparing that box. You can prepare that maybe 2" by 3" kind of rectangle, and within that you will draw this, keeping some uniform distance in between. Okay, that is up to you. But how you will draw that we will see now. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hope you can see my sketchbook. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Just hold a second. Just so there are 2 pieces in set square of the set of square. So one is this. If you can see, one is this. That is 45 degree. This is 45 degree, 45 degree, 45. Likewise. Okay, this is 90 degree. Everyone can see. So this is it.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Then we have another set That is this. This is 60 degree, this is 30 degree, and this is 90 degree. Okay. Whereas in this, we are having 45, 45, and 90. Okay. So these together form a pair of set square. Okay. Generally, we have this in our compass box also. Okay. You get this in our compass box earlier, but we are knowing how to use that, etc. Okay. So today we will use that. And if you are having with you, please do it with me. I'll just show some demonstration, 1 line, 2 line. Later on, you need to do it by yourself. Okay, I will just discuss overview. So how we will do that? First of all, what is the first line you are told to do? That a 0 degree line. So now that is straightforward, simple thing. You can easily draw 0 degree line. Fine. How you will be able to draw? First of all, you require to draw one reference line.
Sir, screen is not
See
visible.
what I please see it. No one can see. It is visible. Is it visible or not?
Yes, sir.
No,
Then
sir,
what
not
is the problem?
visible.
So what I did, so it is visible from my side and it is visible to many of you. Please you do something on your end. So I can see another ID also. So what you need to do is align it to some reference line, like edge of the paper. Okay. So other line will be automatically perpendicular. Got it? So other line will be automatically this parallel line. That will be 0 degree. Understood? Understood or not? How we got this parallel line? Please answer me. Answer me.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes.
Immediately answer me. You're taking too much time. I need not to ask 4-5 times. You do it immediately. Okay. So this is parallel line. Fine. Now assume that this is one point. I will show it with ball pen rather. Because as I showed you earlier, you need to draw multiple lines, parallel lines within that box. So how you will draw parallel line? You have drawn one reference line, that is fine. This is reference. Okay, this is a reference line. But you want to draw parallel line with this reference line from this point. How you will draw that? That I will show you. Okay, so first of all, what you do, put your 45 degree set square like this. Okay, with that reference line. Understood? Then, like this, hope you can see it. Is it visible now? So, I will explain again what I am doing. I am doing this. This one is my reference line. So, I am putting my 45 degree set square over there, like this. Clear? Understood this much? Immediately answer me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have this 30, 60 degree also. Okay, this set square also I am having. So what I will do, I will place the longer side, this longer side adjacent to this 45 degree line, like this.
Okay, so I'll set it like this. This is my setup. Visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next step what I will do? I will just skid this. I will firmly hold this 3060 set square and I will skid this 45 in like this up to the here up to this point. Okay, like this. And at that point I will draw one line. So you can see it, this is parallel, isn't it? Correct or not? Answer me immediately. Did you get or not? Got it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, suppose I want to draw 90-degree line or say perpendicular line to the reference line from this point. How I will do that? I'm still holding this my set square. Fine. Now, what I will do is I will rotate this set square. Earlier it was like this. Understand? Earlier, I'm not removing this. Earlier it was like this. Now I will change its orientation like this. And I will again attach to this line. Got it? Everyone? Got
Yes,
it this
sir.
much? Okay. So now what I will do? Now I will skid this till my vertical line or vertical edge of that set square meet to that point. And then I will draw that line. Like this. See. Got it? Understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Is it clearly visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. So already we have cleared two things. One is 0-degree and one is 90-degree. How you will draw? First of all, you need to have reference line. This reference line you need to have with respect to some edge of this paper and this edge of the paper. Okay, so you got a reference line and then you can easily draw parallel line to that reference line as well as perpendicular line to the reference line. See now my drawn line are here. You can easily see it is parallel and this is perpendicular. Are you doing it with me? Are you doing it or not?
Yes, sir.
So we need to draw 0-degree, then we need to draw 15-degree, 30-degree, then 75-degree and 90-degree. Okay, so 0-degree is drawn, 90-degree is also drawn. Clear? Now we will first of all we will see 30-degree line. How we will draw that 30-degree line? Okay, this set square is already having this angle 30-degree, and this is 60-degree. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Just put it here on reference line like this, and the line, this will be 30-degree, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to draw in this direction, 30 degree, then nothing. You just rotate it like this. Okay. Make this edge parallel to reference line. Put it here. And draw that line. This will be 30 degree. Clear? 30 degree. Similarly, you can draw 60 degree line with this portion. So 30 and 60 can easily be drawn with this set square. Understood? 45
Yes, sir.
degree line. 45 degree line can be easily drawn with this set square. This is 45. This is 45. This is also 45. Okay, so 40 is also 0. And 15 degree. How we will draw 15 degree? Okay, we're using set square only. So for that, what we are having right now is, first of all, we have this reference line. This is first step. Then we will draw this perpendicular line to the reference line. Visible? This perpendicular line. Assume it to be perpendicular. Fine. Now what we will do? We'll do it like this. How much angle is this? This is the set square. This is my set square. How
45 degree.
this one? Okay, so I will put my edge, horizontal edge on reference line. Clear? So this is right now 45 degree. And this is also 45 degree. Isn't it? Because this was earlier, this was 90. Now it is 45. Isn't it? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I am having this 30 degree. This set square, 30 degree. So I will put it like this. So now, how much degree is this inscribed by this both set square together? This is 45. This is 30. So how much it is total?
75.
75. Okay, so we can easily draw 75 degree line, isn't it? Now this line will be 75 degree. Isn't it?
Yes,
This is
sir.
45. This is 45. This is 30. So total is 75.
75.
This angle 75. So we will draw that 75 degree line. That is also given 75 degree. So this will be 75 degree. Got it? This is our reference. Everyone understood how we draw 75 degree line? Understood or not? Everyone understood how we draw on 75-degree line?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood.
Answer immediately. I need not to ask 4-5 times. Okay, now we will draw 15-degree line. Now answer me. This was earlier how much degree? This was this angle is
सर आपकी आवाज कट रही है.
सर नेटवर्क इश्यू आपका.
what is this angle?
Voice.
Now is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is this angle? What is this angle?
90 degree.
90, right? And what we drawn just recently, this angle
75.
75. So what will be this angle remaining?
15.
15. So we require to draw 15-degree line only. So
Yes, sir.
we will reverse our procedure. What we did for 75-degree, we will reverse our position. See how we will do. What we will do? Now we will put this edge in this direction. Understood? So how much is this balance angle? How much is this balance angle?
45.
45. In that we will insert this 30-degree. So now how much the balance angle will be? Now this balance angle will be
15.
15. Correct. So that is how we draw 15-degree also. Got it? How to draw 15
Yes, sir.
75-degree line. So from these you know how to draw 0-degree line. Then 15-degree, 30-degree direct, 75-degree and 90-degree. All using just set square. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is your first problem. Fine. Now what is the second that we will see? Okay. So the different types of lines in tabular form with their application. Just hold a second. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Now these are the different types of lines. So it may not be that much clear to you, but still you, for safety, you just take a snapshot. I will later on send clear document to you. I will share with you. Right now, you just take a screenshot, whatever you can take. So first line is continuous line, and its application is visible outlines. That is continuous thick line. We darken that line at times. Okay. Then we have continuous thin line, which we use for dimensioning, the dimension lines. Clear? Then third one is the continuous line. And fourth one is a thin wavy. Okay, actually there is continuous thin wavy line like this. So for what it is used? It is used to show irregular boundary lines. At times you won't be having that regular shape, straight line, slant line, whatever. So you may show it with irregular boundary line. Okay. If some shape is like this, so that is this continuous thin wavy line. Then short dashed line, medium. It is for hidden outlines and edges that we have already seen in orthographic projection. We are seeing it, correct? Then long chain thin. Okay, what is that? That is one longer, then short, longer, short, longer, short. For what purpose we use these lines? We have already seen it in orthographic. For what purpose we use this line?
Center line.
Very good, correct. It is center line. Center line of a circle or any circular shape, which can have center. Fine. Then we have long chain thick at end. You just pay attention. That is long chain thick at ends and thin everywhere else. Like this. Here we are having darker. Here we are having darker. Everything else we are having thinner. So these lines are used for cutting plane lines. Okay, that we will see now in projection, etc. Also cutting plane lines. They are drawn by this manner. Okay. And the next one is the long chain thick. So whole chain line same as center but thick one. Short, long, long, short, long, short, likewise but thick. That is to indicate surface. If you are having surface somewhere, then this line is used. Understand? The last one is the continuous thin line with zigzag, like this. Okay. So that is long break line. If the line is too much, at times we use this for in graphs also we use this. If this axis is 0 to 1000, for example, and most of the points are within 800 to 1000 only. So how we generally show it? We do like this. Okay, so this will be 0 though, but then we will be having 800 to 1000 like this. So this portion is zigzag line. This is isn't this portion? Something has happened. I don't know. Am I audible? Can you hear me? Please answer me. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Then answer immediately. Okay. So this last was the continuous zigzag line. Clear? So now we will see what is next in your problem. Third one is show two different methods of dimensioning on the given object. Okay, that I will show right now. Can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you take snapshot of this. So that at least dimension you can see. Okay. Visible? Everything?
Yes, sir.
You
Yes, sir.
take snapshot of this. You need to draw this one only to explain this two dimensioning style. Now I will tell you what is the difference. There is very small difference between the two. First we will discuss unidirectional system. It is on the right hand side. See what its name suggests, unidirectional. So it is having single direction of viewing. If you view it from the bottom of the sheet, all dimension you can read in single direction. Are you getting me? See, this 30 is written like this, 16, 5. This 5 is for diameter, then 10, 50. You can see all the dimensions from one direction in this way. Correct? That is called unidirectional system. Whereas in aligned system, what happens? Aligned system works in two way. First of all, it should be above this line. See here, unidirection, you break the dimension line in between to write the number. You have broken this arrow to write 50 and then you again started this arrow. Are you noticing it here? Isn't it? Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in align method, what happened? You draw continuous line like this. And depending upon the direction, see in this horizontal direction, direction, whatever the dimensions are, they are written on top of that line, above the line. See it clearly visible here. Line is continuous throughout and number is written above that line for all horizontal dimensions. Whereas for vertical dimensions, they are written on left. Okay, on left side of their vertical line. Say for example, this is 30. How it is shown? First of all, it is shown by continuous line and then number is written on the left hand side in vertical direction like this. So it is readable from bottom. First of all, we can read these from two. We need to read these from two direction. First of all, we will read from here, wherein all horizontal dimensions such as these, these will be visible. Whereas other direction is this. We need to read other dimensions from this direction, right hand side of the sheet, where you will be able to see all the vertical dimensions such as these, and these. Is it clear the difference between two? These are the two methods. One is called aligned system, one is called unidirectional system. In unidirectional system, all the dimensions are visible from one direction only. That is the bottom of the bottom of the page. Whereas in aligned system, you need to read all dimensions from two directions. One is bottom and one is right hand side. Okay, then only you will be able to read all the dimensions. Third, in unidirectional system, you break the dimension line like this, and you write that number within that line, in between that line, and then you continue it. Whereas in aligned system, you don't break the line. Dimension line is constant like this. Continue line. And then you write your dimension, whatever the numeric value above that line or on the left side of that line, like this or this. Clear everyone? What is the difference between two dimensioning system? Everyone
Yes, sir.
clear? Okay. So in exam you may be asked that dimension it by unidirectional system or aligned system. Then you need to follow this thing. If nothing is given, you can do it by your own. That is different thing. But something is given, then you need to do it that way. Okay. Okay, we'll move to the next one now. What is the next problem? Now again to another dimension method, continuous or chain dimension and progressive or parallel dimension, that I will show you. Now see here, this is chain or continuous dimensioning. How they are dimensioned. All the dimensions are aligned in such a way that an arrowhead of one dimension, this is the arrowhead of one dimension, touches the arrowhead of another dimension adjacent to it. Clear? So actually it is like this. This is one dimension, one head. This is another head. Here it is 50. You will write it like this. It is continuous like this. So it is like this. This thing is happening here. Clear? So all the dimensions are aligned in such a way that an arrowhead of one dimension touches tip to tip the arrowhead of adjacent dimension. The overall dimension is placed outside the other small dimension. See, this is the biggest dimension. So biggest dimension is kept at most outer space. Fine. You can't do it like this, that 15 55 you write here and you break that and bring 12 here. You can't do this. This is wrong. So all the smaller dimension must be accommodated first, then biggest dimension you can, if you want to dimension this much, how much it will be? How much it will be? Answer me fast.
35.
35. So you need to mention it here like this. Then 55 should be here. Here you should draw that 55. Are you getting me? How this chain dimensioning is? One more thing, if you carefully observe, all the dimensions are more or less in center of that dimension. If this is the 12 distance, then it is almost at the center. See, if this total is 55, so that number is written at center. This is 12, then it's center. So it should not be haphazardly written. Understand? This dimensioning is very, very important. You can't write anything anywhere, because this dimensioning will solve lot of, or say will avoid lot of confusion. Proper dimensioning will avoid lot of confusion. Clear about this continuous chain dimensioning?
Yes.
Okay, now we will see next.
Yes, sir.
Now this is parallel dimensioning. See, same object, we are having the same object. What we had in previous case, we are having the same object. You can please take snapshot of these first of all. Take a screenshot of these and then take a screenshot of this. Okay, so what is there in parallel or say progressive dimensioning? All the dimensions are shown from a common reference line. That is main thing, the common reference line. Okay, so in this case, this is the common reference line. Okay, all these dimensions share a common extension line. That is understood. Okay, this is the common extension line. This method is adopted when dimension have to be established from a particular datum surface. Okay, this is for your information. Then what is the repeat thing is that a smaller dimension should always be placed nearer the view, and the next smaller dimension should be placed next to you, like these only. I told you earlier that you can't place this 55 inside and 35 outside. Okay, you should go in this fashion only. Smaller dimension should be nearer to the object, then next bigger dimension, then next bigger dimension, then next bigger dimension, and so on. Again, this is, if this is 12, then it is almost written at the center. This is 20, this is 20, and it is almost at the center of that much dimension. Likewise, this is 43, so this is center. Clear about this progressive or say parallel dimensioning, and the other is chain or continuous dimensioning. These are sub dimensioning types. Main dimensioning type is unidirectional or align. Which method is this? Unidirectional or align? Which dimension method?
Align.
That is unidirectional or align. Answer me.
Align.
Why? Isn't that you are seeing all dimensions from one direction? Then why align and not unidirectional? Answer me fast. You are correct. What you are thinking is correct, but you just communicate.
Sir, continuous line and
Yes, correct. A continuous line we are having, that we have in align system. If these need to be the unidirectional, then it should be written like these. And like these. It should be like these if it is to be unidirectional. Though we can see all dimension in one direction. Why? Because we are just dealing in horizontal dimensions only. We are not mentioning these dimensions. Understand? That's why you are correct that this is align method. Now what I can do, I can ask you in this fashion that I will give you this object. I will give one or two dimension here and there by I am keeping these A, B, C, D, etc. A, B, C, D, etc. Likewise, and I will tell this AB is something, CD is something, etc. Now give all the dimensions. Now I have already given you in this fashion, so I won't say that dimension method you should follow what is given. It must be followed, but then you have to decide which dimension method is this. Align, okay, then how you will write if this is 15, how you will write if this is 15? If this is 15, how you will write it? Someone please write it on my screen. Wrong. We need to follow this system. Priyanshi, can you write?
Yes, sir.
Please write it here. Yes, correct. This is correct. Yellow one. Understand? Because in align system, we can read it from either bottom or either right side. We can read this dimension from any two direction. So all the vertical dimension which are we are having like these, then you need to read it from this. Now if this is say for example 35, then first of all you need to dimension these, then from here 35. You can't take 35 inside, 35 should be outside. Clear? Understood everyone? And out in this dimensioning method, basically how many dimension system we are having? Two dimension system, align system and unidirectional system. Now under both we can have either chain or parallel, or say continuous or progressive. We can have these two. Understand? Okay. Now at times you may be given like these also, that is combined. So see, if any one system is to be followed here, it will make things lot of complex. It will make things complex because you will write first this dimension, then this dimension, then this dimension, then these and these. Your object is this much and dimension will go up to here. So to avoid that thing, combined system is also followed, wherein smaller dimensions are given in some form like this, and the remaining are given in some form. Understood? This is why I am discussing that when you will see question paper or some textbook or some actual engineering drawing, then you can see, you can understand what dimensions are these. Clear? Any doubt, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. So now we will see. Okay, first of all, we will see discuss this 6 number, problem number 6. You know how to draw that. Problem number 6, we have already done that. Chalo, answer me fast. Problem number 6, what is that? Divide a straight 80 mm long line into 9 equal parts. How you will do that? Quickly, anyone answer me. Don't say you don't know. Everyone should know. We have done it repeatedly. Can anyone draw on my screen? Arjun, can you draw? Can you tell me how to do? Arjun. Can you tell me how to do that? You are not audible. Rishabh,
Sir, question is not visible.
question is with you already. It has been said. PDF document is shared, na? Look into that. Question is that 80 centimeter long line is there, straight line. This is 80. Then divide into 9 parts. That is the question. Can anyone answer me? Pandya Dhruv.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me how to do that? Okay, we won't waste much time because you are not communicating what I can do. So what we will do, first of all, we will draw this given line. Correct? At least answer
Yes, sir.
me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now that is given length, that is 80. Okay. Now we will draw one inclined line. Any angle, no matter what. Any angle, we'll draw it like this. Okay. Clear. Now, how many parts we need to draw?
9.
9. So for easiness, we will draw it 9 centimeter long, like this. This is 90 mm. We have done this in parabola, etc. So this is 90. Now
Yes, sir.
we can divide this easily in 9 parts. Okay, using scale or compass,
And
whatever.
join with
1, 2,
AB.
3. कौन है ये? Who is this? Join with AB कौन है? कौन बोला भाई? Join AB. ठीक है? अरे भाई जो बोला वो पहले ही बोलना था, इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ, मेरे को रेस्ट मिल जाता. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and this is, sorry, this is 9. Clear? Now what we will do, we'll join this end point with this B, like this. Like this. Clear? Then we will draw parallel lines to this line from this all these points, like this. Clear? Like this. These. And so on. You assume it uniform. Okay, they are uniform. So ultimately this 8 centimeter line is divided into how many parts? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, now next one. First of all, we will see last problem. What is that? Single stroke alphabets in dimension given below. Capital letters. Height 12 mm, width 8 mm. Gap between two characters 2 mm. An angle 90 degree. So you need not incline that. And small letters, all dimensions are given. How to write this, and digit also. Okay, so I will share that. So this is how you will write that. Okay, these dimensions are given. This width is also given for one letter, this height is also given, then the spacing is also given, how much space you should keep, then again second letter, etc. And all these letters should be at 90 degrees, so they will be straight as like vertical. If some angle is given, then this E can be written like this. If some angle is given, then it can be written like this, or A can be written like this. Understood? So there is nothing but you need to draw these, or say write these alphabets ABCD in capital letters, small letters, and the numbers from 0 to 9 in engineering graphics way. Okay. Can you see one object here in my other ID? Can you see it? Something I have
Yes, sir.
I have held,
Yes, sir.
that is called stencil. Now this thing is called stencil. It is having all these alphabets and numbers written in that. In this fashion, what dimension I told you na? In that dimension only this is written. So if you want to write your name, or say want to write some words, a line for example, then you will use this stencil A, then L, I, G, N. Using this thing, you can write it. Understand? But we generally, after doing much work, you will get habituated that you will directly write in that fashion only. So you need not to repeatedly use this thing. But for your information, this is also an important drawing instrument, stencil. Okay. So more or less everything is clear in sheet number 1 that you need to draw by yourself. Okay, except the problem number 5, draw various polygon. Okay, that I will explain next time. But except that, if you are having any doubt in this sheet number 1, please let me know. Is there any doubt in sheet number 1? Everyone?
No, sir. No doubt.
So you have already completed sheet number 3, that is engineering curves. You keep that thing with you. Then we have already discussed yesterday how to draw sheet number 4, that is projection of line, that you need to complete. And today I have given you sheet number 1 also. This will also be done by you. Understand? Now problem number 5, you leave some 20 by 20 space, or no problem, you can do on backside also, doesn't matter. So if you want, you can start completing these things. I will explain you how to draw that problem number 5. Okay, so if there any doubt, ask me, or I will end session. Is there any doubt to anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, so please start completing these things, because if you keep completing these things within the continuous classes, it will be a lot easier. Otherwise, what will happen at the time of submission and etc., a lot of burden will be there. And this is actually the part of continuous evaluation. So now onwards, in next week, I will create some Google class and I will ask you to submit these things. Okay, so you keep doing that thing. Now as far as this sheet number 1 is concerned, you need not to do that in sketchbook. Everything you directly do in sheet, except this problem number 5. Problem number 5 we will first of all discuss at that time. You will do in sheet or sketchbook, and then you replicate the same in sheet. Fine. Then for sheet number 3, that engineering curves, I have given you detailed what to include in sheet and what to include in sketchbook, etc. That is also clear. In fourth, yesterday also I have given it clear direction. Only couple of problems are there to be included in the sketchbook, I think. Then remaining in sheet likewise. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.